We are live, I think. Has everything gone the way I wanted it to? Question mark? Hello? Yes? Yes, okay. Everything is running. Oh, thank God for that. Oh, shit. Please don't lag. I will be upset. Okay. So, where we left off last session, Okay, so where we had left off, the group had regathered back at the inn, minus one of the party, as Xanis has basically been missing, and we returned back to... I forget if the day had changed or not. No, it would have been next day. Yeah, okay. So we return back to... The group has gathered in one space. All bar Xanis. And it's about late evening. I'd say about 7 o'clock roughly. And where we had left off was shortly after Xanis had kind of made an example. We'll put it that way.
How long has he been gone for at this point?
He has been gone for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours-ish, after your search through Battle to find him.
So that's how long from the fight?
Oh, from the actual fight itself,
yes.
About 3 hours.
3 hours, right.
For context, everybody is currently within the main, living lounge area of the inn, bar Alek, who is currently upstairs in bed. So, do you want me to adjust the tokens on the... Oh my god, Tyler, you are breathing into your mic.
Sorry.
It's alright. So I will adjust the tokens to represent who is in the room. You. I should line these up so it makes it easier. So that is who is currently present in the room. On the right. So that Char slide line. Yep, stream has updated. Lovely. So, as of current, what would you like to do? You may unmute.
Can we do some cooking together? Have a nice feast after our intense battle?
You may do. Depends on who you are asking to do this with.
I mean, I would have thought you'd need to ask for the innkeeper's permission to use the kitchen.
Oh, well, we could go to... Maybe there's a bar or something? Guess we can grab some food?
Yeah, so you can go up to the counter for the main, almost tavern-like area outside of the living lounge, which is reserved for paying customers.
Yeah? Shall we go? I'm offering to people. Shall we go? Guys, let's get some food. Nourishments from our big fight.
Well, not everyone's back yet.
Well, I don't know where Xanis went.
Well, I thought he was just cooling off, clearing his head. He clearly didn't want to be found when I was looking for him earlier, but it's been 3 hours now.
And you really think he's not coming back? I mean, where can he have gone?
I don't know, but it's strange for him to disappear for 3 hours without saying anything.
Well, I
He
think
looked
he's
pretty
just
pissed when he left.
So, do you want to go search a whole of, I don't know, this town, village, city? I mean, are we really going to find him? I'm sure he'll come back.
Yeah, maybe.
Come on, where's he gonna run off to? He'll be back. He's probably just clearing his head, getting a breather, getting his steps in, and he'll be back when he's ready to see us all again. Anyone else have any opinions on Xanis?
I mean, he seemed pretty upset, though I don't think he'll be coming back for a while.
Milo, can I speak to you in private for just a second?
Sure.
And upon this, where are you going to converse? Are you going up to the room, or are you going to try and find like a quiet area of the inn?
Maybe just outside the inn?
Yeah, okay. So Penton and Milo step outside the building and into a slightly like quiet area. There's some I don't want to call them gazebos, but they're like these small like little rain shelters outside the back of the inn. Kind of like an outdoor like seating area, a restaurant.
So, I have news. And I am worried about Xanis, because he's gone. 700,000 gil is gone from my pocket, or from my money, and he wrote a note. It says, come along to... where's the place?
So there is a small map, like a small sketch of the town. It's rather crude, as though it's been done in a rush.
Come along to the place marked on the X. You may bring Milo if needed. I need to talk to you tomorrow.
As of current, it'd be the same day as the fight, so it's the 13th of June.
So
The point
he's
marked,
not coming back.
the point marked on the map, sorry to butt in, is a little forested alcove about 60 to 70 feet away from the entrance of Batzel, as though you were heading towards Mistos.
Are you coming with?
Would you like me to come with? Because I can if you want.
I won't.
Or if you want me to stay.
You're a better mediator than I am.
Up for debate. When tensions rise high.
Well, you understand emotions better than I do. Very
Alright,
heavy-handed with these sort of things.
Alright. We should probably make sure that no one follows us. I don't think Xanis wants anyone else to appear.
We'll just say that we're going tomorrow to, I don't know, go to the shops or something.
Maybe we can see if we can get maybe Father Bear to occupy the others.
That'd be a good idea.
Alright.
If I didn't tell you anything, just head back inside.
So
Milo follows after.
Okay, so the two of you re-enter the little living lounge area, where Alice is still trying to convince everybody to come and get some good eats. But as you return, I'm going to use your passive perception for this. Penton and Milo, you both notice that Kay has left the room as of this point. So the only people in this room, apart from yourselves, is Alice, Mira, and Father Bear.
Shall we go find Alek, maybe?
He's upstairs, isn't he?
Yeah, didn't he say he was going to bed?
Oh.
You know, it's been a long day. I could do with a drink.
Can we head to the tavern? I could do with a drink as well.
So
Just need to get something from my room first.
okay. So as this conversation is happening downstairs, Alek, you hear some very quiet knocks on the door,
Hello.
Are you going to open the door, is the question. As I assume you are still in the bed.
Sure, why not?
So as you get up, you're still not in a great mood after basically having your ass handed to you on a plate by the Guildmaster's son, which is probably raising a lot of intrusive thinking. And you open the door to find Kay standing there, awaiting you to open the door. It would seem. Do you mind if I come in?
Sure. Come in. Make yourself at home.
She enters the room and closes the door behind her. Well, you don't exactly seem too happy right now. Obviously, I understand why, but are you not going to tend to your wounds?
Oh, I just don't really know how, I guess.
Well, I guess just I don't have to worry about you somehow stubbing your toe and dying. Here. And she casts Full Cure on you, spending 7 MP to... There you go.
So do I get... Oh,
Fully healing
okay.
your HP. Well, it's not the only reason I'm up here. You don't exactly seem to... without sounding insulting, you don't really seem to think that much, do you?
No, I think a lot. It's just, it doesn't really stop me.
Well, if you want, I could try and help. Because it seems like you need it, without trying to sound insulting. It really seems like you need some help to, or at least some mentoring to try and, I guess, curb your enthusiasm?
Yeah. Sure, why not?
Well,
What?
probably a good place to start is having, I guess, some suspicions about people first before you,
Follow them into a crypt?
Yeah, probably not the best move, I must admit. Was there anything even worth it? Like, why did you buy the candles as well? With what Penton was saying, you and Mira could be taken as, accomplices to a crime? Because you have his stock on you? Maybe
Do
not
I
the
have to
best
throw
thing?
the candles away?
Yes, probably a good idea.
What
Because
if I hide?
But what if they decide to search us because we were the last ones in contact with him? I mean, you heard the way that Penton was talking about him. The guys can be treated like a criminal. It wouldn't surprise me if, with what little I know of Arcadia, if they send a judge or one of their high-ranking officers. Considering that this is someone from, a cult that's been against literally every single major power on this planet for the last 70 years, I think. Maybe longer.
I guess. But I mean, give them a smell. Smell them. I take the candle out and I'm like, look, they smell really nice.
She chooses not to sniff them.
Okay, fine. Fine, I'll throw them away.
She scratches her chin for a moment. You have, this is gonna sound really dumb, but you have the ability to travel between planes, right? It's gonna sound really stupid, but if you still want to keep hold of them, be smart about it. Maybe, I don't know, travel to another plane, just leave them there and come back for them later? She looks concerned, but also like she's trying to help in a supportive manner.
That seems overkill. I can just buy candles from a normal person.
Well, you do seem kind of attached to them, so I'm just trying to offer, I guess, suggestions?
Thank you. I'll live being candleless for a while.
She has a smile on her face. You know, I think that with a little bit of help, you might be might have what's the word? For lack of better words at the moment, you could be really, really smart and an amazing asset to anybody. You just need to process words and thinking, specifically the thoughts. Oh, I think someone's coming in, and the door opens, and there is Penton, who appears who just kind of enters, and you dismissed yourself to grab a few things.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing as you enter the room? You just see Alek sitting on his bed with Kay just kind of sitting further down the bed. There's like a reasonable there's like maybe an arm's length between the two of them. So, for real world example, the distance between me and you on this sofa we are currently sitting upon. Like this distance.
Yeah.
Great example, Lucas. Great example.
When Penton walks in, by the way, I am looking down. I'm not making eye contact.
Oh. Stream hasn't updated. Hold on. There we go. So. Oh.
I want to get some things out of my bag or belongings to write a note with.
Okay. Do you have the items on you to do that?
I don't know.
Do you have paper? Do you have pens?
I imagine I would.
Look in your equipment look in your equipment section, please. If you do not have paper and pen, you will not be able to write a note.
Okay, well... No, okay, I will leave the room and I will search the bloody building for a pen and paper.
I mean, you've seen Milo carrying books on him, perhaps asking him.
Sure.
So for context, Penton enters the room,
Ruffles through a bag, looks a bit frustrated, and then leaves.
Yeah.
Not saying a word.
So he just comes in, ruffles through a bag, looks a bit annoyed, and then leaves. So I'm gonna pull... Can I pull this any further forward? Yes, I can. There we go. That's better. And then he basically exits the room again. In the meantime... after Kay is finished, she has a little bit more of a conversation with Alek just regarding general well-being, making sure that, his physical health is okay now, before politely excusing herself and leaving the room. So as this is occurring, Milo, is there anything you would like to do at the moment?
No.
Okay, so Kay comes down the stairs and returns to the lounge area and just kind of sits down and just kind of lets out a little sigh, as though she has just completed a task that took a lot of willpower.
What have you been up to?
Well, basically trying to work out if I can help Alek from not repeating the same thing again,
Oh,
that
is
sort of
Alek
thing.
away?
Yeah, he didn't patch up any of his injuries, but I sorted that out. That's kind of my thing.
Yeah, you're really good at that. much better than, well, without being mean, you know, a bit better than Milo is. But it's okay. We love Milo.
Well, I mean, it's two different fields. He's more... mine's more magic, his is more actual, you know, injuries. Like, if you have an arm chopped off, I don't think... Like, magic can only do so much, whereas Milo's is more, you know, stitches and the things that I don't like doing because I'm a bit squeamish. And also, have you seen my fur? I don't want to get it bloody.
It's a good thing that I haven't lost an arm yet.
It's kind of impressive. Your sword skills and just general lack of awareness of certain things. I'm surprised you haven't accidentally beheaded yourself or taken off toe.
My lack of awareness? What do you mean?
What?
You may be digging a hole of yourself there, Kay.
Yeah, well...
I like to think that I'm a very aware person, you know?
But you're not very mindful or thoughtful. I mean, you know, you kind of follow Meria around like a lost sheep.
No, I follow Meria around to protect her from her stupidity.
If you don't, not to sound insulting, but have you looked at yourself lately? You're kind of just you are definitely following her around like a sheep. I mean, the whole situation with the 2 a.m. salt.
I was actually questioning the salt man.
But you didn't do anything. Basically like a sheep. You followed, questioned, but didn't actually act.
Yeah,
You know?
well, they were convincing, okay? It was a bit convincing.
Aren't you supposed to be like a Dark Knight? Aren't they supposed to be like embodiments of intimidation and warrior spirit? Surely even the most...
I think I'm pretty intimidating, Kay. I mean, have you even seen me with my sword?
Have you seen me with my staff?
Yes,
Your
well,
point.
I also think I'm intimidating.
Okay, but just... Alice, you have to be a bit more mindful. That's all I'm saying. Because
I will.
Mira...
I'm going to try and use my brain a bit more. I'm going to start questioning everything around... talking about questioning, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like we're being followed.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well...
I've had this sense and these dreams, well, more like nightmares, you know, that we're being followed and that there's, you know, possibly a green goblin man out to get us.
Well, I guess the guildmaster hasn't really said, but my dad probably shouldn't have told me, but he's dead. That green goblin man, I'm assuming you're referring to Mira's dad. He's dead.
Yeah.
He was executed for his crimes a few days ago.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
He was that easy to kill?
Well, considering your mum kind of beat the crap out of him, it's no surprise.
Well, yeah. She's pretty good like that, isn't she?
Yeah.
I really thought that he was gonna, you know, bomb Mira or me or my mother or Felicity.
Well, considering
Does
that...
Mira know?
I haven't told her yet, but I'm pretty sure that she knows. And if she, or at least has kind of worked it out at this point, it's not exactly difficult.
Well, it's kind of her father, you know.
Yeah, I mean...
And he won't... There's no way that he would bring himself back to life.
Nope. I mean, Mira!
Yeah?
You know your dad's dead, right?
Yeah?
See? She knows.
Why is this shocking to me?
Because you don't really process information very quickly. You're kind of slow without trying to insult you. You're kind of slow.
Well, what I have Mira for?
Yeah, but you kind of need to learn to do that on your own as well. You can't rely on... What if, let's say, hypothetical
Mira won't
scenario.
die, I'll protect Mira.
But
It's not right, Mira.
Okay, but Alice, what happens if, I don't know, we're exploring and you get lost? Or we get caught in a teleportation trap, and we all get teleported off to different places, and you're on your own. You gotta think.
I don't know what I would do. I think I would panic and go exploring, and I would start a new life for myself in the jungle, you know, and I would make friends with the trees and the monkeys.
At this point, Kay is holding her face with her hands and just shaking her head.
I would become a fish farmer.
Alice, I think I'm gonna have to try and mentor you and help you use your brain as well. You and Alek can have lessons together.
Okay, yeah, that's probably a good idea, you know. Actually, I can read, by the way.
I've never doubted your capability of reading. I doubt.
Mira, that's just over there. She's probably listening. Does all the time. Mira.
Yeah?
You know I could read.
No, you can't.
See, she's always doubted me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't doubt you, but you do need to try and, I guess, learn more.
So
you gotta be independent. I think that's what, I remember my mum. You know her, the scary lady that pointed the gun at you.
Mhm.
She's my mother, and she told me that I have to be independent. So I have to think on my own, and I have to be smart on my own. And she taught me lots of things. That's why I'm what was it the mirror used to call me? Mirror. Mirror, what did you used to call me? It was something like an egghead, wasn't it?
Yeah, I call you Fluffy Egghead.
I mean, I don't look anything like an egg, but, you know.
Fluffy Egghead? Oh my gosh, Mira. Well, so if there's nobody chasing after us, then we're pretty safe, right?
Yeah, but we're safe from anybody powerful trying to attack us. But you know, we should still be cautious, but not too much. You know, exercise caution.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Exercising caution in a restrained manner. I think that's a good way to put it.
I like your way with words.
And I like the fact that you can stand there and get punched in the face and nothing makes you move out the way.
No, I will never move out the way. I will fight till my opposition drops to the ground.
Yeah.
Not me, of course.
I'm getting kind of tired, so I think I might head to bed and then help Penton look for Xanis tomorrow or something. But I need some sleep because I am exhausted.
Hey Mira, want to go to the tavern with me?
Maybe not tonight.
What?
I don't really want to.
Oh. Hello?
Sure.
Oh. I wasn't expecting you to say yes.
I can be happy and kind sometimes.
Oh, wow. Let's go to the tavern then.
Alrighty.
So Alice and Milo end up going.
Oh, I need the paper.
Oh, are you gonna? Okay. As they're about to leave, Penton runs up.
Yeah, sorry to stop you, but I need paper and something to write with.
Oh, yep.
Do you have
Milo
anything?
just has his bag. He pulls out his sketch pad, tears out the back page, gets a pencil, and hands it over.
Brilliant, thank you. I will see
No
you.
worries.
I'll meet you there in a second.
Okay.
So, as this is happening, Mira goes up to Father Bear.
Hey there, Father Bear. How have you been doing?
Miss Tisa, sorry. Mira. I've been doing better. Not exactly the most, usual thing. Being back and dealing with, your group again, but it's, refreshing, I suppose. What brings you over here, and what happened to your hair?
Well, I kinda cut it off.
Ah, dear. Well. What are you going to... Is there any particular reason you did that, or did you just suddenly feel the need to do it?
Well, kind of after Xanis beat the ever-loving crap out of us, I kind of wanted to do something to fix why he was mad. I mean, I know he's not mad at my hair, that'd be stupid, but I've always had it like this ever since I was a kid, so I thought maybe if I changed something about it and severed the ties that were holding me back, then I could do something more productive with my life.
Well, that's, surprisingly profound for, well, what you used to be like anyway. But you have to bear with Xanis. His temper is quite like, the Guildmaster's, or Lupus, as you probably know him, or Godfather, whatever you, address him by. But, he takes his temperament from Lupus. Very strong-willed, very stubborn. Not exactly the most sensible thinker when he's angry. But what he did is par for the course of the guild. Usually the guildmaster will punish groups that do similar things to what the three of you did at 2 a.m. That whole situation could have potentially escalated into multiple deaths had the wraith that was haunting been something like a death scythe or a more powerful incorporeal spirit. It could have gone much, much worse.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong for what he did. I don't blame him at all. It did kind of show to me that I don't have the strength to be messing around like this anymore. I mean, even if I was strong enough, it wouldn't be fair to anyone else. So,
Father Bear offers his hand to Mira. It's kind of like his palm facing upwards towards the roof. Out to Mira. In a gesture of, just put your hand here for a second.
Oh, okay, I'll do that.
As you put your hand on top of Father Bear's, he puts his other hand on top, kind of encasing your hand, and looks you directly in the eyes. If I were to explain to you a good life lesson, whilst yourself and Kay never really had to witness it, the Guildmaster, both Lupus, your godfather, and Ziffy, his husband, and Xanis, all three of them have sinned. So many people come and go from the guild. You know, I'm sure you were told about the incident with Name?
Yeah.
You know that, she used to play with Xanis as a toddler. And her death affected him a lot. And there have been a lot of situations where similar things have occurred. Where he has had to watch people appear and disappear and has never seen a lot of people again. So I'm sure you can imagine with what happened, especially since he's known you and Kay for quite a while, that what you did was not only reckless, but you could have gotten yourselves killed. This world is a cruel and unforgiving place, and whilst there is time to have fun and be, for lack of better wording, brainless and just do silly things. When you're out in the field, everything must be thought of. If you want everybody to make it out alive, you all have to work together. Back when myself and Mado were living with our tribe, we had a lot of people that would not take anything seriously and would throw caution to the wind. They didn't survive long. And he lets go of your hand after trying to kind of summarize the general point of why Xanis is in such an angry state, we'll put it as.
Yeah, I mean, I never really had anyone leave my life until recently. And it's because of how cruel the world is that they're gone. I shouldn't be doing things to make that worse.
No, you shouldn't.
So I just want to get rid of that part of me that thought it was kind of okay.
Yes, that makes sense. Anyway, why don't you hurry off to bed? I'm sure sure the day has taken a toll on you. I myself will be retiring to sleep soon.
Yeah, it's kind of why I didn't go with Alice and Milo. I mean, they're probably gonna get fat out drunk, so I guess, well, hopefully they come back before it gets too dark.
He frowns a little bit. Well, I shall keep an eye out for them.
Alright, well, good night.
He smiles and gives Mira a cursory nod. I'm assuming Mira is going to bed.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go upstairs. I don't know if I'll actually sleep yet, though.
Yeah. Well, for the moment, we'll say that Mira has gone to sleep.
Yeah.
So I am going to move these down a tile so you can see Alex token still. Meanwhile, over at the bar.
Woo!
Yes.
There is some rather playful music on the tavern's bard basically going off full swing, and it's quite a joyful and high-spirited energy. As Alice and Milo, the two of you find a table.
Yes. We find a table.
Yeah.
My question is, are you, in terms of drinks wise, are you gonna be starting off strong or starting off weak?
Weak for Milo.
Yeah, week's probably a good idea.
Okay, let me check the thing. Goods and services. So, getting a mug of ale each is going to cost you 1 gil for the first bottle.
Let's do it.
So, okay, so if you want to remove 1 gil, this sounds so stupid. But
Yep,
please
doing
remove
that.
1 gil from your sheet each, and you get your first drinks, and you sit back down at the table together after retrieving your intoxicating goods, as we should call it.
So, Milo, how did you think the fight went between Xanis and the rest of us?
It didn't. It went by fast, and not in a good way.
You gotta admit, it was pretty funny.
That you got knocked down in like 12 seconds.
I actually think I held it quite strong.
Well,
I was fearless, you know?
I could tell.
If anything, I was doing all the right moves, and really, Mira should have been debuffing.
And what about Alek?
Alek should have just run.
Oh dear.
I don't really know why Alek was there, to be honest. Come on, what do you think?
Well, I think you definitely did a good job. Even though none of you seem to actually hit him. I think you hit him at least once, right?
Oh yeah, and so did Mira.
And then you both went down.
Well, it's not my fault. Like, I had my shield up the whole time. I was trying to dodge them hits, and they just like ruck me. More training needed, obviously.
More
One day I'll be
training.
a sword
Maybe better armor. Something
I
that
don't
will
think
help.
it could be better.
I mean, is your armor enchanted?
Soon?
What?
Possibly. Has it been updated yet? Like in game?
So for context, I have updated everything. So this is out of character. DM to player. Yes, your sheet has been fully updated. The only person whose things are not updated is Alex. And yes, in game after the fight.
Okay.
After there was a short period, maybe the first hour after the fight, when Penton went searching, the rest of you went off and got your new stuff and got re-outfitted.
Okay. Yeah. So I actually think now I could take him down, like
on your own.
Well, I might need Mira, but I wouldn't be far off. I only need Mira, but she actually deals quite a lot of damage when she finally hits.
She does.
There's more than I do, so.
Well, there's always room for improvement, I guess. And there's always room to work as a team.
But one day will be perfect, you know?
I'm not sure about perfect.
Oh, come on, Milo, you're such a pessimist.
It comes with the job.
Cheer up, drinking. The more you drink, the happier you get.
The more you drink, the more likely you are to kill a patient.
Kill a patient? I'm not killing anyone. What about round 2? Do you want me to buy you one?
Milo looks down at his not yet fully his not fully drunken mug. Oh, good for now.
Okay, so as Alice and Milo are having some slightly awkward conversation, but Alice, like, the feel-good flow is slowly getting there. Like, slowly. We go back over to the inn, where Penton approaches... Oh my god, this is such a... Penton approaches Father Bear.
Ah, long time no speak. How are you doing?
Ah, Penton. Not too bad. Mira came and had a conversation with me earlier, but nothing exactly too much to bother me, I guess.
Yeah, have you seen the way she's cut her hair? There's something seriously going on there.
He holds his tongue, but the expression on his face is one of he completely agrees with you and probably has a few things he could be saying on top of that. I mean, but for the sake of politeness, he's not saying anything.
I mean, it's not that she has any scissors. What does she even use? Anyway, that's beside the point. I came to talk to you about, well, being Guardian. How do you do it? I don't understand. It's so hard trying to keep track of him and making sure he's okay and trying to keep my own emotions in check so I don't fuck things up for him in some way.
as you're speaking, Father Bear rifles around through his backpack that's just kind of, or like one of the small like pouches on the side. Oh, speaking of which, I actually have Father Bear's sheet open. Whoops. Rifles through one of the pouches on his belt and pulls out what appears to be not a photo, but like a sketch. An incredibly well done sketch, and he shows it to you, and it is Father Bear himself with what I can only describe as a dad bod. Like, we're talking beer belly, kind of chubby / chunky, but like, I don't want to say the good kind of chubby because I can't like. If you don't know what I'm on about, then you haven't seen before, but it's like dad bod. Chub, but not massive amount of chub.
Oh my god, is that you?
Yes. I have only looked after Xanis for about 2 or 3 years, and I used to be quite heavy. Being part of the clergy, and specifically one of their holy knights, I had plenty to eat, maybe a bit too much, and the wine and food as reward for completing their tasks for them was quite substantial. However, I lost pretty much all of that weight once I started looking after Xanis, be it from stress or the fact that I was having to run around after what I can only describe as an overflowing bundle of chaotic, childish energy.
Well, I can certainly understand the stress part, and I can understand having to get fit to keep finding him when he disappears. All of a sudden. Then Penny's going to look at Father Bear like with a really serious expression.
Father Bear just has a surprisingly neutral smile on his face. Well, if it says anything, this, and it kind of, with full pelt, like, slams his hand into his well-toned stomach. This used to be a beer belly. And now, it's just solid.
May I?
Why not? Go for it.
Good god, it's like concrete!
Yes. This is what happens when you have to look after the Guildmaster's son for a long period. Believe it or not, I literally had to chase him down at one point to get him out of a behemoth den. Because he ended up following a small group of baby moths into the cave, thinking that they were going to go and play together, to find that Big Mother Behemoth herself was not only in heat because it was behemoth breeding season, but you've seen how, I suppose a Rabbit Hovel specific example, the wolves in some of the forests outside the mountains, how they get very defensive of their cubs. Think that, but a behemoth that literally has the ability to drop lightning bolts from the sky.
Well, he certainly hasn't lost any of that impulsivity, has he?
Very much like his father's. You'll notice it a lot more when he gets moody.
So the running off thing is half the course, is it?
Well, yes and no. Yes, if he's very angry or very upset. But if he's in a bit of a high-spirited, high energy, he doesn't always process. The first day of the guild, he ran off because he wanted to start the guild tomorrow. And I literally had to chase him through the streets. I think at one point he nearly ran into this chocobo knight on their steed. It was a bit of an awkward moment, especially with poor little Kay having to chase after him as well.
Yeah, well, I only hope I can do as good of a job as you did. I know you say that you think you messed it up and weren't able to look after him, but honestly, you did a fantastic job. The kid is a handful, And a lovable handful, but a handful nonetheless. And I just want to shake your hand and say, well done. Benton is going to extend his hand.
Father Bear reaches for. What are you doing?
Rolling a sleight of hand check.
For what?
You'll find out.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. He goes to take your hand.
Benton is going to shake the hand, and in his hand is a crumpled up note.
Father Bear.
And he's going to look at Father Bear with an expression that basically says, play along. This is very serious.
Yeah. I mean, the only person in this room right now is yourself and Father Bear, but he nods almost knowingly, puts it in a pouch on his belt, and then, in surprise fashion, pulls you in for a bear hug.
I can't breathe. God, you're strong.
And then plops you back down.
Oh, that was an experience.
Just stay strong.
Apparently I'm going to be getting pretty fucking strong if I keep this up. Can only aspire to be like that. Oh my god.
Well,
You can bench press a mountain.
you should see what Gort's capable of doing. It's terrifying. Man can literally crush a watermelon in his hand.
God, Gort, I completely forgot to speak to Gort. I need to do that.
Well, he'll be back at the guild now. Anyhow, off you go. I'm sure that Milo and Alice are probably several drinks deep already.
Yeah, basically Pen's gonna leave, and the note itself basically reads, Xanis isn't coming back tonight. He has asked myself and Milo to meet him at, that is to say the location.
Mhm.
Make sure no one follows us. He's taken a fair amount of money, and I feel like he's going to do something stupid.
As Father Bear is reading this, I'm going to keep hold of that rolls up, and you end up heading over to the tavern. And I need to change the music back to the tavern music. And you arrive to find a somewhat inebriated Alice and Milo, who has only had whereas Milo's maybe had a couple of drinks, Alice is like 4 or 5 drinks deep already.
Oh, hello you two. Getting stuck into it then.
Oh, look who's come to join us. It's Penton.
That's my name, don't wear it out.
Come join us.
You.
So it's gonna
Yes.
signal for a bartender or something. A bartender? A waiter or whatever?
I'm sorry, that desperate. Please. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah. You signal for the bartender. And I'm just going to point out at the moment that I have a small tab worked up. So I'm going to say Alice is about 4 drinks in, Milo's about 2 in, so you've spent a total of 6 gills so far between the two of you. But Penton, as you call over the bartender, what drink are you getting? Are you just going to get like a regular mead? Are you getting like a wine?
I'll have what they had, thank you.
They come over they go off and come back with, oh my god, where is it? Basically come over with a, wait, hang on a minute. Come over with a very large pitcher containing a gallon of ale and several mugs.
Damn, you're going at it hard, have you?
One more than the other?
Yeah, I can see that.
So I've literally had like 2 drinks, if that.
She's lying.
Yeah. So, Alice, how are you feeling?
Fantastic. Why would I not be feeling fantastic?
Because you had 7 shades of shit kicked out of you about a few hours ago.
Oh, I'm over that. That was yesterday's news. I'm a new woman now. Do you know how much kit I just got?
No, please enlighten me.
Well, I got a lot. I can give you a whole list if you want a whole list. Right, I'll get a whole list for you. I have a shopping list.
You have a.
So,
Penda's just gonna look at Milo with a confused expression.
I purchased studded leather armor, an enchanted studded leather armor.
Out of character, if you're gonna try and quote that entire list, I would not advise it. Because
Why?
it's not gonna make sense. Trust me, it's not gonna make sense.
Oh, so I got studded leather armor and then I enchanted it. And then I got a wizard gem stud. And I got sprint shoes for speed. I got a cloak of protection, a witty amulet, a ring of protection, some diamond gloves, a charm bracelet, and a black belt.
Did you say wizard gem stud?
Yeah.
Okay.
And as you're doing this, I'm going to use your passive perception. You see that Alice has it's not like a properly pierced earring, but it's like it's sort of like almost like a magic magnet sort of thing. So it looks like she's got an earring in, but it's not actually pierced in. It's just attached via some magic magnets. I almost said magic magnets.
And it looks so sexy.
Yeah, I never figured you'd be one for piercings.
I'm ripped out now. I'd like to see you try and take me on again, Penton.
Maybe some other time. I don't think a barroom brawl is going to be
No,
smiled upon around here.
I'd rather not get kicked out.
Not the appropriate time or place. And
No, but rain
besides,
check.
I feel no need to cut your head off today, Penton.
Progress.
Well, that's just touching, honestly. Means a
Those
lot
are the
coming from you,
kindest
Alice.
words I've ever told you.
But I will not cut your head off.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong.
She's a changed woman.
Changed woman, eh? Have you learnt your lesson then?
Well, there are many lessons in life that I feel I should have learnt. We're getting there. We're ticking boxes, you know?
Are you not going to follow people out 2 AM for salt?
I'm not going to follow my best friend who I was worried was going to die out for salt. Instead, I will let her die by her own stupidity. How about that?
Milo breaks out into laughter.
Look, it's just fact. I love Mira, and I don't know where I stand with Alek, but
you need to put your foot down. You can't just
I do.
follow and disagree with what's happening. You need to say, no, this is a very stupid decision. Don't do this. She'll listen to you.
Exactly. Wise words, Penton, wise words. And, you know, I really do try. I feel like out of the three of us, I'm actually the one who wants to make the progress. I feel like the other two owls, they don't actually really care, you know? They just want to be stupid because they think it's really funny. And I'm actually here to make some changes.
That's very good to hear, Alice. Glad to see you're growing. What was that, Milo?
Nothing. Don't worry.
No, by all means, share with us.
I think she's drinking her sorrows.
Ah. Yeah, that would
I'm
make
not
sense.
drinking my sorrows.
Well,
It's a metaphor.
I'm actually very happy, Milo. I will have you know.
That surprises me.
Let's break down this iceberg. Who fancies a game of cards? I've always got them with me.
Let's do
Sure.
it.
So the three of you start playing cards together, and you I'd say over the next hour or two, you end up going through the full pitcher of ale, which, for context, contains a full gallon of this stuff. So just shy of about 4 liters of booze in this pitcher.
When do we start rolling con saves?
I am going to get you to roll one at the end of the evening, but I'm going to assume that this is split. If we were to say this is like like out of 10 split, about half of it is drunk by Alice. About 40% of it is drunk by Penton, and the last 10% is Milo. Because if I'm correct, Milo's not much of a drinker, is he?
No.
So it'd be like a 5-4-1 split.
Well, now we're loosened up a bit. Who wants to see a magic trick?
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh! Obviously.
I would have rolled sleight of hand or performance for that.
For
a magic trick, for a card trick.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes. It would probably be sleight of hand if it's like a visual trick. It would be sleight of hand because it's like I'm making weird gestures with my hands that I can't work out. Like if it would be like a magic trick with the cards, air quotes magic trick, then it'd be a sleight of hand thing. If it's an actual I don't know, just sleight of hand it, it's easier. Because I imagine it's a trick of the eyes.
Yeah, it's trick of the eyes. I'm gonna make this card disappear.
What's your roll?
Oh, you
Watch very
can't make
carefully.
another 4
I
gallons
rolled
of
a nat 20
ale
and I have a
reappear
plus
for you.
30 to my sleight of hand.
Pardon?
There's a 50 on sleight of hand.
Fuck. What was the total? Oh, you rolled a nat 20, that's why.
Yep.
Okay.
Looking at how I picked it up.
So, almost as if by pure magic, the card vanishes completely.
Oh my gosh. Milo, did you see that?
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
I don't know. Check your pocket.
And Alice, check her pocket.
Yep.
Does she
Inside your
find the
pocket is a card.
What? That is crazy.
Maybe if you promise not to chop my head off, ever, and lighten up a little bit around me, I might teach you it someday.
Well, look, I'd love to make promises like that to you, Penton, but I don't know that you're a trustworthy character, especially if you're doing this kind of funky magic around me.
Oh my god.
Can you make another gallon of ale reappear?
Okay,
Technically, I have MP now, can I use mislead?
no, because you are...
To go get a
Whilst you
ale
do
while
have
I'm sitting
MP,
there?
you currently do not have any spell. You do not have the ability to use any of the spells that you may know outside of your the Rabbit Cloak specific ones that you've got. So you can't use Mislead because you aren't capable of casting illusion magic yet.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So
It's
you
not
have the
magic.
MP.
I'm not just making things appear. It's all sleight of hand. It's all a trick of the eye.
Okay, so
Deception.
I am going to very swiftly move this along. So as this is, the whole evening goes along quite nicely. It's a surprisingly relaxed event. And you end up making your way back to the inn.
Can we roll how drunk we are?
Yes, I would like you to roll non-magical con saves, please. To see see how intoxicated you get.
Not very.
I'm gonna give... I'm gonna give you an advantage on this, Milo, because you did not drink much at all.
Okay.
But results.
Oh my god! What? Oh Jesus!
25.
25, that's a success. Pendant?
29.
Yep, it's a success. And Alice?
27.
Yeah, it's a success.
My constitution base is 21.
Congrats. The
Alice
difference.
will never be drunk ever.
The difference that having good gear makes, huh?
I know, right?
Also, I will admit, you did have quite light drinks, so
That's true. That's true.
the DC was much lower than if you'd been drinking like spirits or wine. Anyway, so the evening concludes, and we reach the point where, assuming nobody has any other things they want to do before we roll over to the next day. This probably wasn't the appropriate music for it, but whatever. We roll over to the 14th of June. So the next day, meaning...
It was the 14th yesterday.
Yeah, I kind of backpedaled a bit because I said it as the same day the fight was, which was the 13th.
14th.
The 13th.
No, it was the 13th.
It was the 13th, the same day as the fight happened.
Yeah.
Then it's wrong in my notes because I have it written down. It says 14th of June, and then the next line is ass-kicking time. So
okay, so my mistake there. My mistake then. So it'll be the 15th, my bad. So I do need to correct some of the bank things.
Libs' entire plot can no longer work.
Nah.
It's over.
One day,
it relied on it being the 14th of June. Now the world is gonna fall apart.
That's fine.
Everything is dying.
It just means that I need to set two characters that purchase their gear at a particular date. Means it's going to be one day later for the F320 bank update. Okay, so we roll around to the next day. So fortunately enough, none of the group are hungover. However, there is a somewhat, I guess, quote unquote, somewhat busy schedule. In the end, the bar tab ended up getting, I'm guessing, split 3 ways, so...
Sure.
Yeah.
So... Sorry, my brain's having a moment. So, Milo ended up spending 3 gil total. Penton and Alice, you both spent 4 gil each.
Okay.
So...
Bargain!
Yeah. Anyway, so we roll around to the next day. And the sun comes up relatively a little bit earlier than normal. And it's quite quite chilled out. But Xanus still has not returned. I'm going to give the party a few seconds to work out what they want to do during today. But I really need to go to the bathroom, so what I'm going to do is, as the party are getting ready for the day...
Did this count as a long rest?
Yes, because it would have been a whole night's rest, so you can fully restore your HP and MP. Alek and Mira, you end up encountering one another and having conversation. Smiley face.
Oh, thanks.
Enjoy. I will return in a little bit.
You can do whatever you want.
Basically, have your lovely interaction that you have planned.
I was going to kill someone, but that works too.
Murder is not always the answer.
So, Meria, I wanted to apologize for kind of getting you and Alice in trouble.
Oh, right. I mean, you don't really need to say sorry that much. It was kind of my fault we were out there in the first place.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't have just given up so easily in the fight against Xanis.
I don't know, what was the point? I was not gonna win.
I mean, the point wasn't that, we were supposed to win. It was supposed to show that we'd be able to take the consequences of what we do. If you just give up after doing these sorts of things, then, well, are we any better?
Oh, I mean, we lose either way. There's no winning scenario there.
Well, maybe we shouldn't get ourselves into a scenario where we're in the losing situation.
It's true.
Like, I guess that's what bothers me so much, is that, well, the whole thing could have been avoided if I paid more attention to what was really happening. Xanis would still be here. Well, a lot of things could be different, but, I can't change that now. So I have
They
to
still
do
not
things.
found him? Xanis,
I
they
don't
still
think
haven't found
so.
him?
I don't think so. But point is that, we have to think about what we do more nowadays. And if we don't have the consequences, the power to suffer those consequences, then it just makes us cowards. And it's not fair to everyone else to have to deal with our messes. So, I know.
I have the power to deal with those consequences. I just don't have the power to deal with them for anyone else. So.
Well, if you're going to be like that, then at least don't get anyone else involved. Otherwise,
that's my point, is that I shouldn't get anyone else involved.
Well, it'd be better not to get yourself involved either.
That's true.
I've grown my whole life thinking that this world was just some big toy box in a way. And then I lost both my parents, and, well, I haven't really got anything left now. So it's up to me to do the right thing. So
I think
maybe
that's part of why I did it, is that I also don't have anything left. So, I mean, I might as well just do whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, why? Why did you follow him?
It felt like it, to be honest.
What, so you didn't care if you would have been mauled to death by him?
I suppose.
I mean, if what you're saying with such callous disregard to your life, then, well, if you want, then I won't help you in future.
That's not what I'm saying. No.
If
please
you...
don't let me die, actually.
Well, I shouldn't have to save someone who doesn't care about their own life. So, I'll only help you
I
if you
will
care.
care. I will care.
You should. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but, you do have value here. I mean, I know things haven't been great since you first started coming here, and everyone has kind of shown you a bit of animosity, but you do have your own place here. And, well, you should think about that a bit more.
Mary. Think anyone said something that nice to me?
I guess what I'm trying to say is that you may not see it, but we're all trying our best for each other here. And I'll protect you if you want me to protect you, but you have to show me that you're worth protecting.
I will. I'll be worth it. I promise.
Well, I hope that you'll show me that then. I'll see you later.
Okay, see you later.
So the day progresses a little bit longer, and the party gets their general format and whatever done. And Father Bear calls for Alek, Alice, Mira, and Kay, for you four specifically to come and help him with basically just help him like pack a few things, and he wants to generally summarize this. He wants to share some interesting like places he's found on the little pocket map he has. Just generally, it's like basically calling you guys to the lounge area.
Let's go.
So, are any of you guys going to roll an insight check against Father Bear?
Yeah.
As
Really? What?
you are welcome to roll an insight check against Father Bear, as he has not called for Milo or Penton during this.
Okay, I will.
I'm gonna take my
yeah,
15.
I did think this was a ploy to just get us alone. Like, right, you bastard.
23.
Oh, I don't have very good insight. 1 second. Blah, 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 blah. It's in social. 14.
Alice, are you rolling against this? Or
No.
you just... Okay.
Alice just thinks this is very normal.
Alice is too brain dead.
Yeah.
So, none of you succeeded. The four of you end up going to have a chat with Father Bear, and he tells you about some interesting places. He starts telling you about some interesting places he's visited whilst he's been basically working with Group A, where he ended up getting moved to in the end. Oh my god, please. Thing. Update. I need to reset. Meanwhile, Penton and Milo, now is the perfect opportunity.
Let's go.
Grab our stuff first.
Yes. So, the two of you end up heading off to... Oh my god, please, stream. Is it working now? Yes, it is. Okay, so the two of you end up heading off to the point specified by Xanis on the little map. And as you're just kind of pushing your way through this little alcove, you find... There we go. You find Xanis, currently sitting upon what looks like an overturned log. It's like someone's tried to start carving a more natural bench out of a tree that's got struck by lightning. What seems like a considerable while ago. Ah, okay. You two did turn up. Anybody follow you?
No, we made sure of it.
Well, I'll keep this brief. I don't think I'm coming back.
What? Why?
Well, the moment I leave, suddenly everybody's getting along, and I'm getting really, really fed up of the amount of stupid crap that keeps happening. And nobody, like, being on the receiving end of that, or, not to speak ill of the dead, but Carl being on the receiving end of a lot of stupid things that have been done as well. I just don't think I have the willpower to continue, and I'm debating the idea of either going back home on an airship through Mistos and trying to get myself and you two moved to another group, or taking action that my father wouldn't have, and dealing with the judges on Arcadia that have killed so many previous members of our guild.
The who? The what?
The Arkadian Judges.
So you're going to go on a rampage?
Well, there's not much else that I'm useful for at the moment. And I'd like to point out that both it's a big enough change that both of you would have noticed. Xanis is not wearing his own jacket. He is wearing what looks like an older version of a an older version of like a red mage jacket that appears to have been made from a black and white material with gold accents. That Penton you immediately recognize as the jacket that was given to you by Lupus to help deal with Xanis if he was being difficult. Meaning that he has not only stolen money from you and left you on your own, but he's also basically taken the jacket that you were given to help handle him in the first place. His gun knife and gun blade, however, have been replaced, as there is now a sizable-looking sword across his back and what appears to be a sheathed rapier at his waist. So, I wanted to tell you two at the very least, but I don't think I'm coming back.
And what do you do if they say no? This is assuming you don't do the monumentally stupid thing of trying to storm an entire capital all on your own when you're still in training. If you go there, you will die. I don't know if I could handle that, and I especially don't know if I could handle telling your fathers.
He has a surprisingly blank look to his face as you're saying this. Milo and Penton, can you both roll insight checks, please? Good boy.
17.
26.
Both of those are a success. You can tell that Xanis is trying to put up a strong front. Because the DC was a 9, I rolled very low. It looks like he's trying to put up a strong front, and his emotions are very, very clearly playing out. If not on his expression that he's trying to hold blank, but you can see it in his eyes. He is stressed, he is tired, he is frustrated, he is angry, and he is not controlling his emotions very well at all. But it seems like the level of stubbornness in his expression, he is not... It doesn't seem like he's having a good time trying to calm himself down. That level of stubborn focus is kind of trapping him in this emotional state he's currently in.
Anyway, what makes you think that they'll let you move groups? You've assigned yourself as the de facto leader of this one. You know what Lupus is like. Why would he back down on this?
Because look at how good of a leader I'm being so far. They wandered off during the middle of the night and could have gotten themselves killed. A good leader would have kept track of where his team was at what times and wouldn't have just abandoned them all to try and find one person.
Well, first of all, you're a leader in training. Second of all, you don't have to do this alone, you know. I can help. It's about time I stepped up a bit more anyway. I've been very quiet on the sidelines.
But I shouldn't need your help. I am the son of a guildmaster. I should be better than this. I should be perfect first time. And he's slamming his fist into the trunk next to him with every single statement. And kind of accentuating every single point he's making. I should be better than this. My father controls so much. Both of my fathers control so much respect from everybody. The moment they look at me, they just see a washed out and hopeless guild member because I can't even get my own group to coordinate with each other.
Is that what they've told you themselves, or is that something that you are telling yourself? Is that your guilt speaking here?
The moment you say that to him, you get one hell of a scowl. What, like you're telling yourself you definitely don't want to sleep with my dad?
Well, yeah, that one's pretty fucking obvious. Of course I do. I'm not gonna lie. But
Well,
that's completely irrelevant.
Well, the fact that most of our group have gotten themselves into situations we could have completely avoided. Like the whole problem with, going into the ethereal plane. That could have been avoided if the rest of them had just used their brains. One of them gave up before the fight even started. One of them stood there and tried to take on someone that was clearly going to outdo them completely, and the other one was completely reluctant to even continue onwards. I could see it in her face. She wasn't trying properly. Meria had already given up. Alek literally tried to find a way to get out of the fight completely, rather than understanding the example, and decided to take it personally, from the way he looked at me after I put him on the floor anyway. Alice clearly isn't using her head. She tried to take on someone that, the moment she realised the fight was not winnable, rather than trying to, survive, just attacked. What happens if we go into a place where there are monsters that we can't handle, and the three of them decide to be idiots and wander off? What do we do? Do you want Cassandra to fucking blow your head off? Because Kay's gone down with Meria to go and investigate some glowing light because she's wandered off into the middle of nowhere. Do you think it's going to be a good idea to leave those three, or have those three even be part of the group in the first place if they're going to wander off and potentially cause another situation? We've already lost Jasper, we've already lost Carl. I cannot handle losing another person. At this point, he is trembling. He is scowling, he is trembling. And it's very clear that he is not holding it together well.
Not really knowing what else to say, Penton is going to give Xanis a hug.
His trembling increases, but he somehow manages to hold himself together enough to mumble out the following. Well, despite all of that, I should probably tell you that they've sent someone. Because you sentenced the man to death, they sent one of the judges of the Arkadian Crown straight to us.
But they're not looking for us.
No, not yet. But because you sentenced this man to death, basically, Meria and Milo have sorry, not Meria and Milo. Meria and Alek both have candles from this merchant. For the love of everything, Meria is the granddaughter of a person who used to be married to the king. She has been labelled a usurper. The moment that she steps out of Batzel's entrance, the moment she steps into Arkadian territory, they'll arrest her and have her executed. And considering how empty-headed she is, do you think she's really going to think about that? Because, hey, look at me, I'm Meria, I can do what I want. Yeah. She'll end up wandering straight out of the front gates after being very, very kindly spoken to by the judge, and then he will immediately arrest her and take her up to the Arkadian prisons to be executed.
Well, that's why it's important that we don't get found by a judge. They're not looking for us. They are there to pick up a prisoner. We are not going to be near the mayor's office, well, wherever.
He's arriving tomorrow.
Okay, so we keep our heads down.
Well,
I don't understand why you thought the best solution to this was to try and take on an entire army on your own.
Because I don't know what to do at this point. I'm trying to do what Papa Fox would tell me to do. Give everybody a second chance. Keep giving people chances, because everybody deserves to prove themselves. And every single time I've gone, maybe, just maybe, I'll do what I can, to let them make a point and prove themselves as being able to look after themselves, they fail. Every time.
Some people take longer than others to change. I mean, look at me. I've been a crook and a charlatan my whole life. I've known nothing different. And I'm trying to change. But I just sentenced a man to death the other day. It's not that easy to change. It happens over time. Just have to not give up.
Xanis looks to Milo. Well, you've seen what happens the moment that someone lets their guard down. The moment that people that are strong fall, and those that don't think put everyone else in danger. Surely you must have been in a similar state to me. The amount of times that Meria and Alice have nearly got themselves killed. Surely, at least you must be able to understand what I'm saying here.
I understand where you come from. Alice is difficult, Mira is incredibly sheltered, and Alek is too much of a wild card at the moment. But Mira, who has lived, how old is she? Like 23, 24 was it? 24 years of her life living a lie. That's 24 years under her father. Even if Felicity tried to help her in some way, she was still with that man. And to her, I think she often talks about just being in the garden chasing around people that were in her back garden because she didn't know better, because she's never had to. And then she's had to learn quick since she's arrived here. And learning quick often isn't the best method, because you'll often fall back on yourself, and you'll fall back hard. Alice, I mean, I don't really know much about Alice. I've never really gotten to know Alice.
Well,
Alek.
I would imagine that when you two and Alice were having drinks last night, must have at least had some chance to get to know each other. Or when Mira when Mira cut her hair and nearly took her head off with the halberd blade, or he looks to Penton, or when you tried to find me, or the moment that I leave, everybody seems to suddenly start getting along. I feel like maybe I am the problem here.
You are not the problem.
Or the moment I step back and observe from a distance, suddenly everybody gets along.
You step back and observe from a distance after you gave one hell of a harsh life lesson and one hell of a wake-up call to the three most problematic people in this party. Look at the shift that's happened in Mira. Alek is barely even talking to anybody. I mean, don't really give a shit about Alek, but... And Alice spent the entire time defending what she did. She realizes what she did was stupid. She told us. But she said she only did it because she was worried about something would happen to Mira because she just gone off.
But Alice has the power to prevent that from happening. That's
what I told her last night as well. Needs to rather than just say her disagreements and her griefs, she needs to act on them and actually take a stand, because we all know Mira will listen to her.
Without sounding like a high and mighty piece of crap, what I did was merciful. My father had Papa Wolf have also found out what happened, and known about this once we got back, it would have been him that did the fight, not me. And he would have been a lot harsher than I was.
I can imagine.
It seems like Mira's kind of got the point. Alice is getting there. And Alek seems to have just kind of taken it personally. I've been keeping an eye on, well, all of you, when I haven't been trying to keep an eye on where this judge is. And I don't know. I'm not sure if I should come back. You notice that there is a tone shift here. He's gone from being fully convinced that he is definitely not coming back to considering it.
You're not the problem here. You're honestly one of the main things keeping this group together.
Well, I have one condition if I come back. I guess two if you think about it. When I come back, I'm not gonna be the nicest. I've tried Papa Fox's method of people and it just doesn't work. So I'm gonna do what Papa Wolf does. If people will help themselves, seem like they're gonna be helping themselves and are doing so, I'll try and help them. But the moment that they give me reason to doubt, I will stop. And
That's fair. You have to be harsh with some people to get them to listen. It's just how it is.
he holds his finger up. The other thing that I'm going to ask is when it comes to sleeping. I'd like to not be on my own. After what happened with Mace, I haven't slept well since.
That's understandable. You've been through hell, kid.
If that's something that you can agree with, then I'll come back.
What
I
exactly
have no
are you asking?
problems.
I said, what exactly are you asking?
Sleep in same bed.
Yeah, not the way that you would with other people, Penton. Kind of like Papa Fox and Papa Wolf used to do when I was feeling sick.
So you just want me to accompany you?
Yeah, as childish as it sounds, it helps. I might be all grown up and crap like that now, but I haven't exactly found anything that's going to help me mentally yet.
Sure thing. I will accompany you if it helps you sleep better and makes you more comfortable. Beware, I am quite the snorer.
He smiles. Oh, and I'm sorry about taking the gill, but I did put it to good use.
It's fine, we had an agreement. I wish you'd have told me beforehand, so it wasn't quite such a shock. I mean, 700,000 gil is quite a lot,
Well,
but I may do without it, as you can see. And show off his new stuff.
Xanis smiles before reaching onto his back and reaching onto his back with one hand and the other one going to his belt, and pulls out both weapons, and they in the small amount of light they glimmer brightly. As before you, he appears to have had his old gun knife and gun blade melted down and reforged into new weaponry. But you do notice around the hilt, on the same as they used to have, with a little carving of the little carving of to our son, or something along that line. As in one hand is a gun rapier made of sun silver. In the other one, made of the same material, appears to be some sort of gun katana of sorts. but they are two pretty heavy-duty looking weapons.
What are those, and where can I get one?
Well, I got them made out of the old stuff, because, you know, I wanted to do a bit better. If Alice, Meria, and Alek really are gonna be like that, then I need to kind of pull my weight even more. But I suppose we should get back.
You know what? I'm not even mad. That is money well spent. They are pretty fucking cool.
He smiles. Maybe I'll show you how they work at some point. For now,
Please do.
You okay there, Milo?
is Milo just staring in awe at these cool weapons?
Yeah.
Milo, stop trolling.
They are
No.
they shimmer in the light. Like, it's a material called sun silver. Basically, what it does, it's the same as regular silver, but instead of having the slight damage, it's basically the material itself counts as silver and sunlight when being used to strike an enemy.
Oh, that sounds like it'd be good against undead.
Yeah, that's what Xana's had in mind. So,
Click my fingers. Milo, are you with us? Hello.
Yes, I am here. I am present.
Xana sheathes the blades.
I don't know how long you were away from us for, but Xanis has agreed to come back, so we're heading back now.
Yeah.
Alright.
Let's go. And the three of you head back to the inn, where Bear has finished telling some interesting stories about his exploration, and the rest of the group has the rest of you end up looking towards the doorway as you hear a quiet throat being cleared. And standing in the doorway are Milo, Penton, and Xanis.
Oh, you made it back.
Yeah. I didn't actually leave, but sure, we'll put it that way.
Did some thinking, didn't you, Xanis?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Xanis, I just wanted to thank you for how you handled this.
Well, it would have been better than what my dad would have done.
Yeah, I guess I'm grateful for that part as well.
Well, I thought I should let you know that, did some thinking, obviously. But, they have sent someone to come and collect the candle merchant that we think, or cultist, that could be posing as a candle merchant. They've sent one.
Yeah, Meria, throw away your candles.
Oh, right. Is there a bonfire? Was it a fireplace? That's
Yes,
the word.
there is a fireplace in this living area. It is currently lit.
Will that trigger something if I throw the Marlboro candles in?
Probably not.
When does he get to tomorrow,
Okay.
doesn't he?
It'll
Yeah.
trigger a pleasant
Yes.
scent.
The Marlboro King comes for us, and I'll just chuck him in the fire.
Maybe don't do that.
As you
It's a
put them in
candle.
We've already done it.
It's a surprisingly pleasant aroma. It's a mix of various different fruit, like a kind of almost watermelon-y smell and a lemon smell, kind of mixed together in the room as the candles
That
melt
is
into this magical fire, leaving basically no trace behind. As Xanis speaks up, they have sent someone, and because of somebody, and Xanis shoots a slightly piercing glance at Penton. Because of somebody, they've sent one of the judges of the Arkadian Crown. One of the big people. One of the top dogs of the Arkadian Empire. I managed to find out what his name is. It's Judge Tarek. And he's going to be arriving tomorrow.
Do I recognize the name? Would I know anything?
Roll a history check, please, with disadvantage.
Can I roll history as
Disadvantage.
well?
Ooh.
Yes. Yeah, Mira, you'd be rolling with a disadvantage, and actually, I'm gonna say roll disadvantage, but you'll be rolling 3 dice rather than 2.
Sounds good.
because I can't be asked to think of a penalty.
Oh,
11. Okay. 27.
fuck! What the?
Alec, you kind of recognize it. You don't recognize the name specifically, but you do remember that a judge of the Arkline Crown specifically is one of the highest ranking members of their military / legal system. Basically, one of the people you don't want to fuck with because they work directly underneath the monarchs themselves. Meria, you very strongly remember being told about this from your grandmother Edith directly. So, you remember very, very strongly the, what's the word? You very strongly remember being told that if you ever meet one of these people, to make sure that you are not on Arkadian territory, and to stay as far away from these people as possible, because they will attempt to arrest you if you are not within a safe space. What they meant by safe space?
No,
you,
what
as
do you
in
mean
Meria.
by you as Meria? Okay, cool. I was like, you plural? It's just me.
So referring to Meria specifically, she is aware that if one of these judges manages to catch hold of her on Arkadian territory, she is going to be screwed.
Okay, got
To
it.
summarize.
That really doesn't sound good.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, that didn't feel
dear.
right.
I am sorry.
Personally,
Oh my god, Jesus Christ, girl.
There's more. Oh, I can almost smell it.
Milo's giving us some
almost
Christmas
eliminated.
entirely.
Milo just burps.
Oh my god. I
But
don't
rather
even
than-
know what the fuck we're talking about. I wasn't even here because I went
No.
downstairs and got a fucking drink.
Combat.
Talking
my
about
God.
the Arkadian judge that's coming and is gonna arrest Meria and then murder me and then
Yeah,
No,
so
that
basically
sucks.
to summarize, because I reckon Milo's probably spaced out looking at the weapons that Xanis is carrying, that's what my excuse is going to be. To summarize what you missed when you went to go get a drink, basically, Xanis has informed the party that whilst he's done some thinking, and whilst he was away, he managed to spot who is coming from Mistos directly to arrest / transport the individual that you caught, or that Father Bear managed to detain in the end. And that exact person is one of the highest ranking judges that works directly underneath the monarchs of Karos
Oh, that
themselves,
sucks.
or the Arkadian Empire specifically. Well, yeah. Oh my
Pardon
god.
me.
Jesus Christ.
no one commit any crimes. Actually, don't do anything
Well,
at all.
Basically,
so
keep
long
your
as
heads
we're in
down,
battle-
don't get spotted by them.
I mean, so long as we're in battle, they won't have jurisdiction. So I guess we don't follow who they are. You know, if we stay in neutral soil, they can't do anything.
Yes, well, they've killed a lot of our people, I guess, if you want to call them that. And I was considering the idea of killing one of them, but that's not going to really resolve anything, is it?
I'm just gonna
So-
die.
You may just make things worse for the guild.
Yeah.
Yeah, majorly. If you succeed, it would make things worse. If you failed, it would make things worse.
Do the windows open, by the way, out of character?
No.
Okay, so I can't open the windows, so I will, I guess, open the door and fan the door a bit.
Why are you fanning the door?
Because someone two people just threw candles into a fire that are lemon scented, and that smell may hold on to the wood. And if this judge comes looking for someone was posing as a lemon scented candle merchant, then an entire inn smelling of candles, particularly lemon candles, might look a little bit suspicious.
No, fair enough. You clearly thought about this more than I have.
Yeah, well, we should probably get our story straight, shouldn't we?
Well,
In case they interrogate us.
they probably won't. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that. What was it? I'm pretty sure that tomorrow is the day when we end up heading back. Although I'm pretty sure that we also have a ship. There's another ship that's leaving today. If we want to just get out of here quicker, but we'll have to explain to the mayor, or at least have one of us notify the mayor that we're leaving earlier, so they don't send our reward for this mission directly here, and they keep it at the guild.
Just make something up like urgent, secret guild business that needs to be attended to.
Well, I'm sure I can work something out.
Just say the guildmaster's called us for an early debriefing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, who's going to go?
Well, I guess since I'm technically leading, I'll go, and I'll be taking
And I'll go with.
No, you won't.
Why not?
You will stay here.
Why?
Because I told you to. It's not a request, that's an order.
Okay.
I will be taking you with me, though. And Xanis looks to Mira with a surprisingly sharp and stern look on his face. You'll be coming with me.
Why me?
Because I asked you to.
Alright.
Come on, let's go. And
Oh.
the two of them leave, and the rest of you are just kind of sitting there in a slightly stunned, lemony melon scented silence.
Why did
But
you?
I've been acting as
Wait,
spokesperson.
wait, did they
Why
burn?
did you choose
Wait,
me?
hold on.
Yes.
Question.
Mira threw her candles into the fire. Yes.
What?
I've
In
been
the
fanning
inn.
the door, by the
In
way,
the
this
inn,
whole time.
yes.
Oh, that fucking stinks. I love lemons. I won't lie, but there's a such thing as too much.
It's like 6 or 7 candles, man.
Jesus
Yeah.
fucking Christ.
I mean,
Everybody grab
I
a
assume
towel and
I just
start fanning.
I assume I just threw mine in a bin, but you know.
Probably. Anyway,
Get
so
rid of the wood or something.
I mean,
You
didn't
got-
Mira buy like 10
too many.
candles herself?
Yes.
I
So
bought like 3.
the rest of you are just left there.
The fire
Xan-
has turned
Xanis
into a
has
giant
returned?
candle.
Xanis has returned. Taken Mira to go and address the mayor, as he'll be leaving today. But the fact that he's back and is very much a lot more authoritative and almost not emotionless, but he seems a lot more focused than he would normally be. In an almost, dare I say, concerning manner. The people in this room currently are Mira. Well, sorry, not Mira. Mira and Xanis have left, so everybody apart from Mira and Xanis. I can't word today. So,
Basically, everyone that's not me, shut up.
other way around. Everybody that isn't you, shut up.
Ha!
Speak. Fuck. Wrong one. Anyway.
Hell.
Everyone that is Meria, shut up.
Everybody that identifies as a Mira, please silence. Anyway.
No mirrors.
Okay.
So, do you have anything you wish to discuss amongst yourselves in regards to the information you've been given, or are you just going to wait until Xanis and Mira come back?
Oh, can I talk to Alice?
Yes, you may.
Hey, Alice. I wanted to apologize about getting you in trouble.
Oh, mate. Oh, I appreciate it, but you know, like,
You didn't really deserve it. To
speak
be
louder
honest.
than words.
Yeah.
You know, I did like you as a person. And
Nice.
then you did some pretty silly things. And now I'm just a bit confused. And you didn't really seem like You wanted to fight Xanis.
Well, I knew we'd just lose, so it wouldn't really be worth the effort.
Is it still in the room? Or have they gone off?
Yes, this is still in the room.
I would say I would be talking. I would be moving a little closer to her and like sort of
still in the room.
A vaguely private conversation. That's just
Yeah.
Still in the room.
So basically, if anybody wanted to
if you really want to
interject-
listen, if
Yeah,
you
if
really
any-
want to listen or interject, you can. But
Yeah, you'd have to
It'd be a
roll
bit
a perception check, a hearing-based perception check, to pick up on what the conversation is before you butt it in.
I was fucking muted. Oh my god.
You fool. Well done. What were you
you've
gonna
been
say, Alec?
talking.
I would like to roll a hearing perception check.
Go for it.
Or something.
People are choosing to listen into your conversation. That's what's happening.
24.
Yeah.
I start sneaking away. No.
14.
Yeah, just about. Okay, so Penton, you kind of pick up on the general context. Milo, you hear this word for word. But anyway, Alec, please continue.
Saying. What was I saying?
You were talking about the it not being worth it trying to fight Xanis in retaliation.
Yeah, it wasn't. It felt kind of pointless. Like it was just going to end up with, he beats us. He feels great about how much better he is than us. We just move on.
Going off to find salt and buying candles off a random merchant was worth it.
No, it wasn't, and I get it. That's why I'm apologizing to everyone and everything.
Well, I'm just saying, like, actions speak louder than words. I don't need you to apologise to me, Alec. I just need you to show me that you've understood your mistakes, and you can change,
Okay, how exactly do you expect me to do that right now?
Well,
Kay chooses to pipe in at this point. I think what Alice is trying to say is the point that was made isn't because Xanis is trying to feel good and strong about himself. It's making a point of if you guys do that again and you end up wandering into a place that's dangerous, if you just give up, because you gave up in the fight, he can only really put together that you would just give up if, we wandered into a monster trap or something. If you just gave up, he can only assume. Yeah.
If it was real, I wouldn't have given it up. It wasn't really real.
But that's what he wants to prove, though. That's the point he's trying to prove, though, was it's supposed to be a real fight, even if there was safety measures in place. He needs to know that you guys can look after yourselves if you do stupid shit.
He needs to know that if the going gets tough, you'll have each other's backs.
Yeah.
And you fold it. Instantly.
He's not trying to feel good about himself.
All words that he could have said instead of just saying, "I'm gonna beat you up now."
But that's not what the point of it was. You can say anything, but like Alice was saying, actions speak louder than words. If you guys can defend each other and look after each other, he doesn't have to worry if you do silly things like that. But if you don't basically fight, if you can't protect yourselves against something that might be stronger than you, if you'd gone into that crypt and that it hadn't been a wraith, if it had been something more powerful, that we could have all died. What if we'd been pulled into the bottommost layer of the ethereal plane?
Pardon me, sorry, I couldn't
Milo.
hold it in.
Milo, for God's sake, control yourself.
Oh my
We're in a
god.
serious conversation here.
you could have.
I'm sorry, okay.
Okay.
Go on.
I think from now on, I'm just gonna not do those stupid things. And
Yeah, that's what Xanis was trying to say. But he's not the best with words, like me. It's more of a thing of that's what the guildmaster himself would have done. I remember seeing one group, I think it was Group M, they tend to get themselves into a lot of problematic situations, so they've had to fight, they've had a fight similar to that with the Guildmaster every time it happens. Because what if we were on a really important mission, and we did the same thing, but we had someone that wasn't part of the guild with us? If it wasn't Father Bear and it was someone like, I don't know, the mayor had decided to come with us, and that had happened, that wouldn't have really impacted very well with the guild's reputation. So this is like, you know what some people can be like. They'll be like, oh well, if this is what this guild group's doing, it must mean the whole guild's like that. It doesn't look good, and it doesn't bode well if that's what we're doing. Because what happens if we encounter something we can't win a fight against? And it's because we wandered off and did something dumb.
I mean, inevitably at some point we are probably all gonna die.
But that's not the point. That's not the point
That's
at all.
literally not the point. Obviously you're gonna die someday, but some of us would like to live a fairly decently long life, okay?
Yeah, for lack of better words, Alice kind of has a point.
How am I going to be the best swordswoman in the whole world if I die?
It's a good point, Alice.
Kay looks kind of surprised. For once, Alice has made a good point, and it's actually in context. Fuck. Even as a DM, I'm kind of shocked by that.
Everyone take 5.
Take 5. I have to process the fact that Alice made a fucking really good point.
Oh my god, this is revolutionary.
But Kay just kind of looks at Alice with a surprised face before looking at Alek. See, that's the, I get if it's difficult having different people rather than what you're used to with your previous group or previous groups or whatever mercenaries you've worked with before. But you're part of a guild. We are part of a family, even if we're not all blood related. You have value here, so you need to try and treat yourself like you do, even if you think you don't. I mean, look at Xanis. He's under a lot of pressure. He's got to live up to the reputation that his parents have. And a lot of people, like Crimson, take the piss out of him for it. If he fucks up and doesn't, try and get us as an organised group, it makes him and his parents look really bad. And then his parents won't be happy about it either, because that affects the whole of the guild. There are a lot of people that will try and disrespect us because we are part of the Sleeping Wolves. We had someone come into... I remember a while ago, my dad told me about it. There are a lot of people that kind of disagreed with the fact that the Lilium Beast was a real thing. That big horrific monster that was on the south wall back in Zodia? We had someone come into the guild shouting that it was false and that the whole guild was a laughing stock and they were liars. He didn't walk out of that guild alive.
Just worried that I'll be here and start to care about you all and then it'll happen again,
Well, then take action to prevent it from happening again? If you're gonna look at us like that, then what was the point of trying to join the guild in the first place, It's very counterintuitive. You're worried that you're gonna get attached and we're all gonna die. But by trying to distance yourself and doing dumb shit like that, you're going to get us killed. You're just gonna make a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Good point, I hadn't thought about it like that.
We wouldn't do this sort of... Xanis wouldn't have done that if he gave a crap. It's tough love in its purest form, I guess. He wants to see you succeed, but there's not really a way that he can word it without, risking the chance of it not sinking in. Because what if it wasn't... It could have been a situation where one of us was with you, and you had done that. What if he had been an actual cultist? What if he, I don't know, if he had killed Mira, or Alice, or even killed you? We would have been trapped. That thing would have pulled us into the ethereal plane, we would have been stuck there, to wither away and die.
It's a good thing I'm still here, isn't it?
Exactly. That's what the point he's trying to make is...
Well, I'm glad you were there to actually tell me that, and I just assumed you liked beating me up.
No. Xanis might be a bit of a... he might be a bit difficult, but that's not the kind of difficult that Xanis is. And this conversation kind of continues of Kay trying to explain the whole point before the party kind of starts preparing themselves in case they're ready to leave. Well, we move over to Meria and Xanis, who have informed the mayor now and are on their walk back. And it's a very tense conversation on the way back. Or very tense silence, if you will. Are you going to break the silence, Meria?
What did we actually say? What did we say to him?
Basically summarized it as we have to leave now because we're gonna go and get the reward directly from the guild, so we can pick up another mission as well.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess he took it quite well, didn't he?
Yeah. Although, I'm surprised that he didn't get annoyed.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't shoo me out at the first sight of me.
Well, you do look like a pulled apart pinecone right now, so I'm sure he was trying not to laugh.
I mean, more at the fact that, I'm related to one of the people that he hates, but yeah.
Well, your great-grandfather is a contention point among a lot of people. He's done a lot of messed up crap, but you should probably get your hair cut by Lycus when we get back. He does mine. It's not exactly tidy, but I just can't be asked to brush it because it gets knotty.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the nice thing about having shorter hair now means I don't have to do it up every day. But yeah, I guess you are right. It is a bit of a mess.
Yeah, like I said, pulled apart pinecone. There's bits missing here, and bits over there, and bits missing here, and yeah.
I mean, it was kind of hard doing it without shooting myself in the chin.
Yeah, probably not the best move. Anyway, let's get back, because I think that boat's going to be leaving in about an hour.
Yeah, we should probably hurry.
Okay, so Xanis and Mira, after maybe about 5 minutes, cross over back to the inn where everybody else is, and Xanis speaks up. Well, we've told the mayor we should probably get ready to get on the boat. I don't want to be here when that judge arrives, because I can guarantee you he's going to try and sweet talk one of us into walking out of the city, and then yeah, things don't end well.
Let's get on the boat then.
Oh, and while we're on our way back, we should probably work out if we're going to do our exam yet, because I'm pretty sure that we're due a few of those.
Just a few?
Yeah.
God, yeah, we've only been at the guild for a few days. It's been chaos. Not stop.
A few days.
It's been longer than a few days, Penton. It's been about 2 months now.
I think we've all kind of lost track of time with everything that's gone on.
This, for context, this conversation's happening as the group is starting to make their way out, and Xanis looks over to Alek. Well, what do you want to do for a mission? 2 seconds. I'm going to post the options in the chat because I remember which one you guys did last time.
We did the ghost one this
It was
time.
a battle, wasn't it?
The exam,
About-
not the actual mission.
Oh, the exam. Oh.
So
I think we posted it in penis.
I can't see penis.
I found it.
As per usual, I cannot see penis.
hold on, because
There
when
you
you
go.
when you copy it and paste it,
Context.
I mean, it works in so many contexts if you think about it.
I'm gonna copy that. Would you mind? I'm gonna copy it and delete because I want the formatting. Yoink.
Not diplomacy. Definitely not diplomacy.
Bruh, he just yoinked my
I did.
I'm
Stolen.
hurt, I'm offended, I'm now going to cry inside. Oh wait, I did that anyway.
Yeah, I was about to say. So this is. So I've just put the thing in there, but he asks on the way back and basically kind of repeats the options of what the group has. Father Bear stays out of this conversation as he is technically not part of your guild group, but mentions it to everyone else. So like you all hear him just kind of mention what the options are.
Let's go hunting!
Well, I mean, the hunt mission could be interesting. Mira, have you got any opinion?
I feel like all we've been doing lately is fighting, so maybe something a bit more low-key, like diplomacy. Also, training our tracking skills could be good.
Or travelling.
Well, I remember Papa Fox and Papa Wolf telling me the traveling missions are a bit mean because you have to get somewhere in a limited amount of time, and we're not allowed to use any spells or teleportation or whatever. We have to go on foot.
That's
So
so
it's pure
stupid.
survival.
What is the point of having it then?
I think the
Get
point of
past the ranks.
yeah, it's also for there are some missions that you have after you've beaten or had one of those traveling exams. Basically, some missions have like a time limit on them. Because I think I remember Crimson telling me one of the missions that he took on a while ago was they were trying to locate a noble who had gone missing, and he'd been gone. They estimated he had about a week out. Like if he was missing for longer than a week, he was probably dead because he disappeared in the forest. So.
How about a treasure hunt?
So, Alice, are you considering the hunt mission or the treasure hunt one? Sorry, I'm just gonna write down some vote.
Let's go hunt
voting.
for Alice, yeah.
Okay, Mira has mentioned diplomacy. Xanis looks over to Alek. Well, any thoughts?
I think hunt could be fun. Yeah, that sounds good.
Xanis looks over to Penton. Well, what do you think in terms of our exam mission? What do you want?
Well, I've had enough fighting to last a lifetime lately, so let's go with something more diplomatic. Use my my silver tongue. Should be a doddle for me.
Yeah, I guess. What about you, Mallow? What do you want to do?
Well, I have no real preference if it's fighting or diplomacy, but probably go with diplomacy.
Yeah, I guess.
Just don't trip over a staircase.
Yeah, that'd be kind of funny. As you're saying this, you're walking up the plank onto the boat. And Xanis scratches his chin. Well, I think Kay mentioned to me that she wanted to take some time to relax. Yeah, diplomacy sounds fun, or traveling. They're harder, but it'd be fun. And then Xanis looks over to Kay, who's just piped up and just chuckles to himself. Well, I guess it's a diplomacy exam. It's 4 4 to 2, and I'm not really bothered. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Lupus, I have a question.
Yep.
We are still F, right?
Mm-hmm. You are F
And
rank.
we were given the option to either do one much more harder exam or a load of little ones.
Yeah, so the exams that you would qualify for are F plus and E minus. So you could do 2 separate exams or lump them together.
Marlo will mention this. Should we do 2 or just the 1?
Oh, we could do 2.
Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? And at this point, the boat is starting to set out.
We on the boat? We're on the boat, right?
Yes, you are on the boat and it is
No
starting to set out
No
with you
one's
on
being
it.
left behind.
No. I mean, that.
I guess we could do
I mean, if we do 2, we get generally more experience, and if we're doing a diplomacy, we get to travel around a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be more interesting. It'd be easier just to get them both out of the way, because I know that because we're going to. We're F rank right now. I remember being told by Nox about when we change the letter, when we go from one letter to another, the exams are supposed to have like an adaptability test in there or something. Something that we're not really used to. But considering how many things that, we're not very good at doing, let alone, actually keeping track of what we're supposed to be doing,
Yeah, we should take some more time.
Maybe doing both together. Just get it done. Doesn't matter if it's a harder one. I mean, what if we're doing diplomacy? And then he looks over to make sure Father Bear's not listening. Because there's not actually any diplomatic problems going on that we could deal with. I'm pretty sure it's just traveling to another guild without a time limit. So,
I guess it depends on what the guild is.
That sounds pretty easy. Certainly much more laid back compared to the stuff we have had to go through.
Yeah. So, could be a good idea. But if you guys want to do two separate ones, I'm not opposed to it. It just depends on whether how badly you guys want to do a combat exam. That's the only thing that would really change, is you wouldn't be able to do a diplomacy mission. It'd be a combat one instead.
Well, I'm fine lumping the 2 together.
Okay, and provided there is nothing else, no. So the party spends...
Out of character,
Yep.
I would like to murder Mira. Out of character.
How about in character, bitch?
No.
Okay, so...
Oh no, Mira's gone overboard. Oh no, how could this happen? Oh no.
Oh no, Milo's
no.
overboard. How did
Alex
You
jump in
small
smoothly,
child.
it's fine. I have a
Oh
location
no,
for Milo.
everyone's overboard. Oh god, the ship's sinking. Oh
Milo.
no.
Milo's just become like a...
This
like,
escalated quickly.
psychopath.
So
Oh,
you
God.
spend the next 2 weeks getting the boat trip back.
During these 2 weeks, can I do some things?
Can we do something productive?
Just for that, no.
No.
Please,
Do you
I
spend-
understand. I was doing the finger touching
I want to
thing.
practice it. I want to do the insight thing with Kay. I want her to help
Yeah.
with the insight.
She'll be teaching you over time, but 2 weeks would not be enough to make solid progress. But you spend the next two weeks basically getting the trip back. I'm gonna have to update the fucking stream layout again, but it's fine. I'm just gonna leave it as is. And
Feeling sad. I don't have my candles.
you get a couple of days to recover from the trip, but you are now back you are now back in Lenfar at the Sleeping Wolves Guild in your own beds, and Xanis goes off to basically notify the higher ups in the guild that you are planning to do the diplomacy exam, or the diplomacy mission as an exam. And when he returns, says the following: well, good news is that they've said to us that there isn't anything diplomacy-wise that we can't, there's nothing that we could handle as a group that's on our level. So we've been told to go to a guild in Karmas, which is a fairly lengthy travel, but we've been told that we haven't.
How far is it?
Well,
in terms of miles.
Oh, is he gonna? Oh, we're gonna get a map. We're gonna get.
For Ben's space and time purposes, because it could be an immediate journey.
Maybe don't do that again.
Well, what I've been told is the diplomacy mission, because there's no actual diplomatic issues that need resolving. We're not allowed to get there via teleportation. We've got to walk. We have to walk there. We've got to travel there manually.
So it's a traveling mission. Do we have a time limit?
No, so it's not a traveling mission specifically. We've got to go to
How far?
We've got to go to the guild in Karmas, and then basically we have to resolve a problem that they've got. They've mentioned something about one of their groups disappearing.
No, that's not a good sign.
Well, it's easy enough to get to where they've apparently wandered off to, so it shouldn't be too hard. The hard part's going to be getting there.
What if they're like in some behemoth cave and they're dead, and we have to kill a behemoth?
Well,
I think we would.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Sorry, I'm just imagining Milo just tells us to fall.
Out of character. How
God
far
damn it,
is Karmas or whatever? How far do you know? Please.
I'm gonna get a screenshot. But
I'm gonna know a map.
Hey, do you remember that thing? Like, Carl's dead? Haha, funny.
Ha 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 ha! Oh no, Mira's dead! Ha ha ha!
I'm just imagining. All right.
Hey Mira, remember that thing
guys.
where you're an orphan?
My mother is still alive, she just doesn't love me anymore. There's a difference.
Basically the
Does
same
she know you
thing.
exist?
Alec doesn't have parents anyway, and he doesn't even know what happened to them. So.
Rip.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's so sad.
I have parents. Oh,
God, the
what?
tea.
You don't have a
For
mother
now.
anymore! Hey!
I have parents. My twin brother's gone. Oh God, is Karina coming here at some point?
I bet if Karina
Oh.
does come here, she's going to just kill
tackle
me,
someone.
just murder me,
Well,
It will be me.
just for no reason.
it's
just
gonna
for-
be me.
It's gonna
Give me
be.
a second. I've got to
Anyway,
look up.
derailing.
But you have been told that you are to, basically to summarize, you've been told that you're going from the guild to the large city of Karmas, or Karmas, however you want to pronounce it.
Let's see.
No.
God, for fuck's sake,
Where
I'm
is
going
the large
to stab
city of
you.
Karma?
So
specifically?
so I'm posting a screenshot, but the far right, that far right section, there's a map, like to the right of the word Girathina. That's where
Yep.
Lenfar is.
Mhm.
The big fuck
And
off
the-
thing on the bottom left is where you need to be.
But
Ah.
really far. That is really far.
Yes,
That
it
is
is incredibly
why
far.
can't we teleport? Why does the
Because-
guild hate me?
Because that would make it easy.
Because
Yes.
last time we teleported, we ended up on top of a huge spire.
That was play and shift, which isn't. Which
It's
The
just
only reason we
teleport
got
was
out
all the
of
way
there
over to
without being
Delaquid.
arrested for basically treason is that we used emergency exits.
And because we use Ben's space and time, which is what I was going to use.
No, Ben's Space Time is how we got there in the first place.
No,
No,
that
it's
was
plane shift.
It was plane shift.
It was
I don't know.
Anyway.
I
Oh,
do
you
know
and
my
your abilities.
spells. I know
Anyway,
them.
moving swiftly onwards. Essentially, your mission is to get there and then help the guild that is there with a problem they've been having. However, you have basically the rest of the day, and what I'm going to say is the remainder of this session to do as you wish. This means getting hold of any supplies you want to do, basically having any interactions you want to do, having any purchasing any supplies you need, doing whatever you need to do. Also, because you have not had the chance to do it yet, there is also the guild chest for this month to open, as you have not opened the June one yet.
I want to do it. Guild chest.
Will we have time to do multiple things?
Yes.
Good, because I've got multiple things.
You have as much time as you will need.
I just want guild chest and then probably do my get my gear and stuff.
Yes, I will be popping that onto your sheet in the session. Probably.
I would like to talk to the pasta man.
Who is the pasta man? Oh, is that Milo?
Audible confusion.
Like us?
Milo just
Like
posted.
us.
I want.
Penton.
Yeah, I got to talk to the light.
Okay.
Oh, Penton.
Oh, you want to go talk to Penton? Yes. Okay, Penton, you are approached by Meria after the information of what you're doing with your mission.
Hello, Meria.
Hey, can I talk to you for a sec?
Sure.
I mean, I know we're not really doing anything like diplomatic per se, but I was just wondering if you could help me not make myself look stupid in front of important people.
So you want to avoid another battle incident?
Yeah. And everywhere else incident.
Well, for starters, don't immediately throw your family name around and your status around, because you know there's a lot of stigma that comes with your name, your family. Is what it was.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have been hurt or wronged or feel that they owe something to these people. So say it to the wrong person and you get us in deep shit. But you nearly did. A few more wrong words and we could have ended up also having to wait for the judge to turn up. The other thing I can give you as advice, I will gladly take you under my wing, but the other thing I can give you as advice is to not ramble, to think about what you say and be concise with how you say it. Whenever you speak at the moment, you go off you almost have like a butterfly mind. You go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And whoever's talking to you either gets frustrated or confused or all of the above.
Yeah, I guess I do kind of need to streamline my thoughts a bit.
Yeah, try and think about what you say before you say it, rather than being so impulsive with what you're saying. Because, as it is kind of funny entertaining, I will not lie. There's been endless hours of entertainment from the things that you come out with. I don't know what goes on inside your head. But it is fascinating. But try and tone it down.
Keep it to the right people.
Yeah.
Okay.
By all means, ramble all you liked. Like Alice. That's your friends, that's your fellow guild members. It doesn't matter, but to people of importance, people of status, be very careful about what you say, because after all, we are the ambassadors of this guild.
Yeah, that makes sense. But also I feel like I'm too, I don't know, honest? I can't lie to people. And I know, lying isn't always good, but it's not always bad. How do I...
No, true. I am quite adept at lying myself. I made an entire living off of it at one point. But at the times where, if you really can't lie, I could try and teach you how to, but if you really can't, the times where you think the truth is going to be bad or get you in trouble, that's when you choose not to say anything.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, I don't want to be a full-on charlatan like you, but I also don't want to get people in trouble.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
I mean that like a compliment. You see what I mean? I just did it.
Yes, I can see what the problem is. But don't worry, a few sessions with me and we'll have that out of you. And the best at what I do, after all.
I mean, that is kind of why I came to you and not Mimi or Alice. They, well, they're too good. You're someone with a bit of a more, sketchy mind. Again, I mean that as a positive.
Oh no, I took that one as positive. Thank you.
Well, thank
That
you
someone
for
appreciates
the,
my craft.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. I mean, like, I know you can just bring anyone under your influence, I guess. Like, you really know how to draw a room.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I can. I've been getting better at it. I've learnt this entirely new thing from this scroll. A spell I might even be able to cast that allowed me to literally create a facsimile of myself to do whatever I please while I go completely invisible. I'm actually really excited to try it out, I'm not gonna lie. It'll make performing my work so much easier.
Yeah, I can do that too. It's quite an interesting power. You should try it out someday. But, yeah, I'll take what you said to heart and, well, I think it'll be alright. So, maybe I'll try to, I don't even have to say it, but draw the right attention.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So,
thanks for
I'll
making the
see you
effort,
sometime.
by the way. I'm
Yeah,
trying to change.
thank you too. I'm trying my best. But, yeah,
It's all any of us can ever do, really.
Yeah, well, I'll see you some other time, bunny boy.
Alright. See you later, Mimi.
Bye bye.
So, as this is occurring, Milo, you are sitting just minding your own business, sketching, and you see something that kind of takes your amusement. As across the hall, I'd say you're sitting in one of the big open garden areas of the Sleeping Wolves Guild, and down, you can see out of the garden, and what catches your eye is Xanis talking to Yuzok. And his demeanor has completely changed from that very aggressive, almost passive-aggressive energy about him. He is looks borderline hopeless, very flustered, very red in the face. And you're kind I guess you kind of start off a little bit amused of, yeah. And then there's
he's crushing hard.
And then there's the mild concern in the back of your head as you watch Yuzok basically pick up Xanis and walk off.
Oh, okay. Good on him, I guess.
And then you hear a voice in your ear. Well, if this ain't something quite interesting to look at.
Yeah!
And as you look up, it's Gaul. Well, sorry to disturb you. How's your sketch coming on? Who's the lovely young woman you're sketching? Who's the lucky girl? Come on.
Well, this is Annalise, my previous mentor from back home.
Ah. Anything? Oh, you must have seen her when you went to what was it? When you went back to Honeymill for a little while.
Not really. I mean, she's dead.
That's I apologize.
It's alright.
And Gaul sits down next to you. So, what was she like?
She was kind and stern. Someone who I aspired to be like.
He sits there with a smile on his face. Well, I'd say that you've grown into quite the strong figure. You seem to know what you're doing. Even if you are, struggling, I guess.
Just a little.
Hey. All of us struggle sometimes. And you know what? It's okay. I ever tell you how I came to this guild?
No, I don't think you have.
Would you like me to tell you?
If you're comfortable with it.
Comfortable? Yeah, I'll be fine. Well, I used to be one of the greatest berserker warriors in my clan. Orcs have a big culture about, death in battle and pride and fighting to the last man, and I got sick of it, and I hated myself for it, especially after my brother Nox ended up passing on. It's a long story how we got him back, but I ended up learning how to use magic. Bit of a difficult process, especially since I'm not the most intelligent in the world. And it gives you a nudge. It gives you a nudge in the side, bit like Alice. Bit head empty, But one of the things that I had to remember is that even the people that you lose, you take a little part of them and you move on. Even if they're not there anymore, you learn and you take on a little bit of them. And I'd say that those traits that you've said she was like, you're definitely carrying them. You're very stern. I mean, hell, it seems like you got Mira to tidy up her act. Although God knows what happened with her haircut.
I think Xanis had more of a part in helping her out.
No. Don't try and humble yourself. You had just as much of a part in that as he did. After all, the greatest windstorm might remind the tree that it's got good roots, but if it's not got good soil to hold on to, then the tree's just going to get uprooted. And he has a large grin on his face as he speaks.
All right. I've now proceeded to get you all distracted by telling you the score in the match. Haha.
Anyway,
I
was waiting for Milo to reply.
This is in a box, Lizzie.
No!
Oh my god, no!
Anyway,
I just understood
What
the
actually is the
joke.
score?
It's
Oh,
been
it's just-
2.5 hours and I only just
You only
Are you kidding me?
The Lizzie's in a
I
box.
was like, who the fuck is Lizzie and why is she in a box? I
Anyway.
understand.
moving swiftly onwards.
Oh my god.
You fucking dumbass.
Mira, were you? I'm assuming you were about to do something. As Milo kind of sits with you for a bit whilst and encourages you to continue sketching, and then ends up getting called by someone to go and give them some help with something, and ends up leaving you to your own business, politely excusing himself. Meanwhile, Mira, you're about to do something.
I speak with Wycus, or is it going to be the other thing that I mentioned?
Probably the second thing first.
The
knowing
post
you.
office.
Yes.
Post office.
So you go to the guild's mail delivery area, I guess, where they get parcels and stuff, parcels and letters for guild members sent in. And standing behind the distribution counter, oh god, I have to remember who it is. I have to remember who's handling the mail. Wrong kind of mail.
Ooh. I mean, I'll take a mail delivery.
Of course you would. Where? Lenfar. Who is it? Oh. This is funny. Behind the counter. What? Oh, sorry. I'm having a moment to process I just read. Why are they behind the okay? Behind the counter is Zero. From outward observation is a forest wolverine who stands at just casually standing at 6'8", and appears to be wearing the armor of a sword saint. Well, I can help you, missus.
I just wanted to see if anything's arrived for me.
Oh, give me a second. I'll have a look. And he ruffles around through some bags and mail slots. Ah, yeah. Here, take this. And he basically frisbees a letter at you.
Oh, do I have to roll to catch it?
No, it lands on the table. Basically, lands on the table in front of you.
Thank you. I'm gonna pick it and just open it.
So as you open it, it's a letter sent to you from a Mr. S. Hyde.
Yay! Go badly.
And as you're reading through it, it's a response to your previous letter that you thought you had no response to, but it's been delivered here because he doesn't actually have an address for you.
Okay.
And to summarize the letter, he mentions that he's upset about Jasper's passing, but is glad that Mira was so willing to openly tell Simon that had happened, and he has mentioned to the rest of the family who are somewhat collectively grieving, and also about what happened with Abraham. I believe you mentioned that in your letter as well. To which there's no surprise there, and one of the parts of the letter sticks out to you the most is make sure to shiv him in the leg for me before you kill him, referring to Abraham. And it seems like there is quite a bit of anger in there. And he also asks how you are.
Oh, babe.
And at
I'm
the
just
bottom,
gonna melt down.
At the bottom it says, I hope it's not too forward, but I had a sketch made. And it's him, kind of like from a side angle, in what appears to be done in charcoal, of a sideward expression with a smile.
Oh my God.
And the tagged underneath it is hope you're doing well, written on the actual sketch itself.
My man. I love him.
But aside from that, that's what seems to be the only mail you have currently.
Okay. I should probably write him something back.
Yes, I believe you also had another task to do.
Yes, Wycus. We see Wycus.
Lycus.
Iwukus. I
You're
know
going
it's
to
one.
find
Lycus.
he will
I can't say it properly.
he will headbutt you. Lycus as in lichen, but
Yeah, I know.
yes,
Lycus.
okay, there we go. There we go. So
Lycus.
Mira, you go to find Lycus, who is currently reorganizing some of the supplies for the bathhouse.
Ooh, spicy.
So any cleaning products or for the actual bathhouse itself, shampoos, cleaned towels, etc.
Lycus, right?
Yeah, what of it?
Oh, I was expecting a voice way that deep. I was told you might be able to, and I just point to my hair, help me with an issue.
Well, aren't you just a bit of a mess? Well, yeah, I suppose. I'm pretty good at helping ladies with a lot of things, but I guess you're more talking about your hair, aren't you? Not other things. And he has a sly smirk of amusement on his face.
I'm working on my brain myself, don't worry. But yeah, the hair is the main thing right now.
Yeah, I'm guessing you got the rabbit man to help you. He does seem a bit suspect, but
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, and also Xanis beating the crap out of me, but yeah.
Yeah. Guildmaster would have done it so much harder. And he rolls his eyes in a suggestive manner, but kind of almost mockingly. Anyway, let's go and get your hair cut before Harvey decides to try and offer to help. And he does air quotes, and basically walks you through to a different area of the guild, and sits you in a chair. Now hold on, I'll be right back. And he walks away, and then comes back with scissors and what appears to be some sort of cleaning liquid for the actual blades. Right. So what do you want doing?
I mean, if you kind of clean it up and make it kind of, well, I don't really know. What do you think might look nice?
Sweetheart, I have absolutely no clue what to do. What do you want? Give me an example. Makes life easier.
Like Godfathers?
Okay. Give me 2 seconds. And he basically gets to work. And that is a 20.
Oh, if he rolled on that one, fuck. I'm bored!
And cuts your hair almost perfectly to the way that you had envisioned it. I'll let you have this one free of charge, but don't expect me to be so pleasant next time, you know. Anyway, Scamper, I got to sort out the bathhouse because Guildmaster's used up all the bloomin' shampoo for his fur again.
Oh, okay. Well, take care, thank you.
That's alright, sweetheart. Off you go.
Bye.
And he shoos you out the room. Okay. So, is anybody going to do guild chest before I forget?
Yes, I think some of us are. Sorry.
Anyway, if we could stop trying to be robot. Anyway, who is going to guild chest? Who is going to do guild chest?
Me! Oh, me.
I'm guessing everybody.
Go on, then.
Yeah, guild chest.
Let's go.
Okay. So
yeah, everyone does think you and Penton are banging.
I mean, Penton
what happened? I was in the toilet. I was shitting.
basically, like this just sorted out Mira's hair. Anyway, if you could all roll me a D100, please, and add 6 to your roll.
At
So-
six.
D100 plus
Ooh,
6
Plus
So
6.
cool.
from your rank.
No, but seriously, what happened while I was gone?
If I'd
Lycus
known,
cut Mira's hair, and Mira got a letter from Simon. That was about it.
if I'd have known that the guild chest was today, I have an ability that I could use for the fucking guild chest.
That's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
I get to roll 10 dice at the start of the day that I can substitute my rolls for if I want to. Which is
Oh.
unbelievably broken.
Oh yes.
D100 and what, sorry? And 10.
Yeah.
This one, right? Isn't it? This one.
So it was 6. D100 plus
That one.
6.
Yeah, a D100 plus 6. So you need your
Okay.
that dice and that one. It's your D10 and the D100.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just roll them both.
Mm-hmm.
I did not roll so great.
Let's go from the top. So, Alice.
I rolled a 44.
Okay. Mira?
98.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alec?
41.
Milo?
40.
And Penton?
58.
58. Nice.
Can we just steal Mira's
I
luck?
don't know how I keep rolling so high on this. It's
I
bullshit.
actually have a bullshit ability that could allow me to reroll something.
I have this
but
thing called
don't
real
feel
life
like
luck.
It's no.
I have this thing called cursed dice.
Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of summarize what you rolled because I'm not gonna do this during session, but I'll let you know in chat what the end results are. But Alice
Okay.
rolled a rarity 1 to 2 magic item, so I will work out what that is afterwards. Mira rolled a platinum chest,
Yo.
so 2d20 times 10,000 gil. Alec also rolled a rarity 1 to 2 item. Same thing for Milo. Penton, with your 58, you have gotten hold of a non-magical weapon. It's one of the martial ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Your chest is great.
I've got
and
songs
then-
stuck in my head.
Xanis rolled a tier 3 alchemical item, and Kay rolled a rarity 3 to 4 magic item. So, relatively decent rolls across the board.
Might have enough to enchant my rapier again. Oh,
Potentially.
probably not.
Milo, after Guild Chest is done, I believe you had something you wanted to do.
I wanted to just like go shopping for supplies, so like a sleeping bag, tent, rations, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Which I think we can
So-
just do outside of session.
Yeah, can do.
Unless you want.
Unless
Pick
you...
up some beef jerky.
Okay, so... I have to ask, do you mean... Is there a... No. I'm guessing you mean an actual tent, not a magical tent.
I don't know what a magical tent is, Lucas. This is the
Sorry.
first time I'm hearing of it.
Rings up and builds itself.
That's not too far from
That's not.
So you can get hold of a regular tent that you have to put up manually, but is infinite. Basically, you can keep reusing it, or a magic tent which can fit 4 medium creatures inside of it and heals them HP and MP after a long rest, or an increased amount.
I shall decide that outside our session because it will be a money thing.
Yes, it will.
Money. I lost lots of money.
Take
Someone
pride.
stole it.
Penton. The day goes on and it starts to reach the later end of the day. And Penton, you're approached by Father Bear.
Okay.
Well, how have you been finding it since you got back? Did you miss the place?
What, the guild?
Fuck yeah.
I'd say so, yeah. Bed's quite comfy, to be honest.
Well,
I thought it was a bit rough at first, but it's grown on me.
yeah. Well, from what I'm aware, they're supposed to be updating the furnishings for a lot of the newer rooms, since a lot of people decide to just up and leave randomly.
Yeah, speaking of which, I'm glad somebody didn't.
Yeah, good job of that.
I just said what was on my mind.
Oh, of course.
I may have embellished the truth a little bit. I'm honestly very worried about the solidity of this team.
Well,
But,
not a massive amount that can be done about that, apart from
well, all they can do is prove me wrong, and I hope they do.
Exactly. Anyway, I was wondering if you're free for a while.
Yeah, I think so. What's up?
Well, thought I'd ask for some help, sorting out some bits and pieces.
Sure, why not? I got nothing else to do.
Okay. In the meantime, Xanis is busy. Penton's just become busy.
Busy with concrete abs.
Huh?
Busy with concrete abs.
Sure. In the meantime, Meria, Kay, Alek, and Alice, and Milo. I'm going to assume the five of you are just preparing to going together to get some supplies in preparation for your travel.
As long as
Sure.
I've written my reply to Simon.
Yeah,
Yes.
you mentioned what was it, alchemist chocolate or something?
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Say alchemical item. So if you want, I can arrange with you to purchase some of those post-session.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah, cool.
in... Where is it? I'm going to find it.
Is it in the
Yeah.
chart on? Yeah.
It is in the... I'll just put the channel it's in. It's in that channel. If you scroll up a bit, be above armor and weapons.
Yeah.
But yeah, so after a while, the group has gathered some supplies together and are prepared, and will now spend the next session preparing to basically head off with any character interactions you want to do. However, I should also let you guys know, both in and out, both my party and those people watching, the next session will be the last session before we take a break for the holidays. Then we'll be coming back about mid to early January. But for now, I'm going to end the session there.
Whoop whoop!
So,
Bye!
bye!
Ta-ta!
Mal mal.